Earlier this week, somebody left a interesting and, for me, kind of unexpectedly fruitful comment on one of my videos. And it was very short. They said, "You're my favorite booktuber." And I responded quite quickly and said, I don't really think of myself as a booktuber, but I'll accept the compliment. Glad that you like the videos. And the idea stuck with me. I said, well, I know what people mean by Booktube, which is, of course, a very recent category. It's a subsection of YouTube, and we could say it's a vast community with sub-communities. And I certainly do talk about books a lot. I hold them in my hands in most of my videos, don't I? But I don't think of myself as belonging to that community. Maybe I contribute in certain ways, but I'm not doing what it is that I typically associate with Booktube and Booktubers. So I think I'm doing something different than that. And then I thought, well, how wide is Booktube? Does it include people like me who have video after video of getting up in front of a chalkboard rather than just sitting in, a library of books and talking about things? Well, there's a lot to unpack there. So I want to begin with this question. Am I actually a booktuber? And I invite you to leave your own comments below. This is an open question. I'm not saying that I have the definitive take on it, although I should actually, if you're going to respond to this, you probably want to wait until the very end, because presumably I'm the guy that it's about. I might have something interesting or valuable or thought-provoking to say about the topic, right? So, why don't we start with, well, what is Booktube? Obviously, it's a very recent phenomenon, recent in terms of not just the history of the world, but even like my own life, because YouTube is something that is fairly new on the scene, relatively speaking. Booktube has been around for quite a long time. They trace it back to the early 2010s, when YouTube is beginning to be, it had been around before that, but it really started to get traction, say around 2010 and onward, especially once videos for individuals could be any length of time. Before that, it was like 20 minutes and 15 minutes and 10 minutes. There were upload limits for individuals, although not for institutions. And Booktube developed pretty quickly. So it's a sub-community of people on YouTube. And of course, it's focused on books, and particularly literature, not exclusively fiction. There's people who read nonfiction stuff, poetry or creative nonfiction or biographies or military history or stuff like that. And so Booktube is basically people who are fundamentally interested in and creating video content that bears upon books in important ways. And we could say, well, what's distinctive about it? I think that one thing that we can say is you look at the sorts of videos that tend to be the core of what we could call Booktube. So book reviews are a big part of it. People read a book and then they're like, hey, I'm going to tell you about it. Either there's spoilers or there aren't spoilers. It's a good book. I think you should get it. Don't get it. I was disappointed. All sorts of discussions of books. Here's what's going on in Stephen King's thing, or in Ursula K. Le Guin, or whoever else you want to talk about. There's other things as well. Interviews, definitely not something that's just unique to Booktube. People do interviews of all sorts, but, interviews with authors or even with other Booktubers, and collaborations is a big part of it. Booktubers get together and so-and-so has this channel, this person has this channel, they come together and they bring their audiences and everybody kind of geeks out about that. Or sometimes, how could you bring that person on, right? People get angry about it. Recommendations for books that you should be checking out. If you're interested in this topic, read these. Hey, I've got a great author and series, or you should read everything this author has published. That's part of Booktube. And then there's some things that I'd say are more Booktube-y, right? Not that other people can't possibly do them, but bookshelf tours, right? That's a definite Booktube thing. Here, look at my books. We'll scroll along. Let me tell you about how I got these books, stories behind them. Hauls is another interesting one. People go to the bookstore and they're like, hey, I got these 8 books at the used bookstore. Check it out, check it out, check it out. That's a very distinctive thing. Read-alongs. Hey, we're going to go through these short stories or this poetry or this novel. Novel will probably take a long time. Unboxings of books, although unboxings, there's lots of other people doing those as well. And then I think definitely Booktube, to be read, TBR videos. So we could say, okay, that helps us understand what that's about. And there's, some traditions that have become associated with it. The, read-alongs, as we just mentioned, readathons, where you might actually be raising money for a cause. Sort of like we used to do walkathons when I was a kid. Readathons actually sound a little bit easier to do. And that might be something I want to do in the future. Shout outs. Hey, I want to tell you about this person's channel and this person's channel. The November, writing month, that's often a big thing because a lot of booktubers are also writers. And I would say there's a certain aesthetic that maybe goes with it as well. It's not unique to them, but there's a lot of the typical YouTube creator, hey, if you like and subscribe, and here's a cool thumbnail of me holding the book with a goofy look in my face, and all of that sort of stuff that we see. And, Booktube is a cool place, I think. So, what's distinctive to it? What's also kind of positive about it? Like a lot of other things on YouTube, it includes some people who we might say are credentialed or have degrees in English literature, or maybe even are expert writers or teachers or things like that, critics. But it also blew the doors open to anybody who's intelligent and wants to talk about the literature that they find interesting or valuable or would like to turn you on to without having to have some sort of credential to get in the door. I think that's actually quite good. So it opens up the possibility for enthusiasts and amateurs in the best sense of the term, lovers of the literature, connoisseurs, those who got to know something about it but don't necessarily have a degree in it to contribute. I've actually learned quite a bit and been turned on to some really cool fiction series by people who I know. Actually, I'm going to give a shout out right here to 2 of my friends and collaborators. Dawood Gozli, who has a channel that I think is more Booktube than mine is. And of course, somebody who definitely is a Booktuber, Jimmy Nuts of the Chatting with Nuts channel, He turned me on to the whole Malazan series, which is probably one of the best ones that I've come across. That's when booktubing is really going well. And you could also think of Booktube as involving something like the traditional notion of the marketplace of ideas, although we do have to admit there's some sides to that are perhaps less savory. Sponsorship is kind of a double-edged sword. There's also something, and again, not unique to Booktube, but it's permeated Booktube, a kind of influencer kind of culture to it involved in YouTube creation. There's some people who clearly spend a lot of time focusing on the marketing and making things very glitzy and all of that, and not like what we're seeing right here, which is pretty bare bones. And I think there's interesting parasocial dynamics to Booktube. So on the one hand, there's the parasocial dynamic that many of us have in relation to an author. Like, for example, I mentioned Steven Erikson and Malazan. I've watched a number of the interviews that he's done where I'm pretty impressed with the guy, not just as a writer, but as a thinker, somebody who can communicate with other people and who seems quite generous with other people who are interested in fantasy literature and many other topics. So, we have kind of a parasocial relation with him. We know him in some respects, or at least a reflection of him, better than he knows any of us, right? But, that's not a real friend relationship, even though people might view it that way. And booktubers can also have that with their viewers and fans. So if somebody's got 100,000 subscribers, obviously they're not connected to all of them. The person who said, hey, you're my favorite booktuber, I don't actually have like a connection to them, but they're watching my content. And so people develop these parasocial relationships, which I'm not saying are bad or anything, but they're kind of a feature of this type of subculture. And I do think that there's a couple positives. There's a lot of things that people raise. Oh, Booktube does this and Booktube does that. I don't want to focus on the negative because we could do a whole other video about what people think about that. But I'm not that interested in those matters. But I do think there are some really positive aspects to Booktube. And these are some reasons why maybe I don't fit into Booktube that well. So Booktube, it definitely has a great role in helping people who otherwise might not find out about or learn about or know about literature that they can get into, read, find valuable, and enjoy, maybe even use to improve their own life in certain ways. So that's a positive. And I think another big positive is, despite the fact that there can sometimes be unnecessary conflict and jockeying and competitiveness, on the whole, you can say that Booktube helps to create online communities, which can sometimes turn into face-to-face or in-person things, of people of like mind. It's often difficult in today's society, just as it was 50 years ago, I'll mention too, to find other people who geek out about literature as much as you do, right? And the same literature too. I mean, it's easy to find people who are, say, into romance novels or airport bestsellers or, certain areas of military history. It's harder to find somebody that you can talk about this sci-fi series that not a lot of people are reading with, right? Or other things along those lines. It's tough to find people who are super interested in philosophy, I'll tell you that. So those are some really positive aspects of Booktube. And after thinking all that stuff through, I was like, well, do I actually fit into Booktube? And the short answer is no. I'm not a booktuber. I'm Booktube-adjacent. So I'm not totally divorced from it, nor am I hostile to it. But I don't conceive of myself as really fitting in there. That's not my primary description. It could be like a sideline. And I thought one way to make sense of this is to think about what are the videos that I actually have that could lead somebody to think I'm a booktuber. So, one series that makes total sense is Worlds of Speculative Fiction, right? I've got over 100 videos where I'm geeking out for anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours about some sci-fi, horror, science fiction, alternate history, whatever else it is, series talking about the narrative universe, the author, the characters, the plot, doing the kind of stuff that booktubers tend to do, right? So those could be part of Booktube. Sadler's Honest Book Reviews, those are book reviews. Book reviews are an integral part of Booktube, so obviously that fits in there. I did at one time do a bookshelf tour many, many years ago because people were asking for it. And I haven't done another one since. Maybe if I ever whip these bookshelves into shape so that they're actually organized, I would be up to doing that again. That's definitely a Booktube kind of thing. I've done a haul video about, a friend of mine sent me just a ton of books that he had read. And so there's an unboxing video of that sort in there. And I've talked at times about like, here's a book that was important for me and here's why it was important. So, that stuff kind of fits in there. I've also been on a few Booktubers channels as a guest. So Jimmy Nuts was one. I think the first one that I did was Clifford Sargent, his Better Than Food, which I don't think has been running for a long time. But he had me talk about like 3 books that changed my life. They were all philosophy books, right? So no big surprise there. Plato's Republic, Epictetus' Discourses, and Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. But Davud has had me on to talk about 3 books. Other people have done that. That's part of Booktube. And, I would say those are Booktuber content. But what's the majority of what I shoot? Well, you got lecture videos from my classes. You've got a ton of other lecture videos that I've done, whether core concept or speculative fiction studies. I'm close to having, between the 2 of those, I've got almost 2,000 of those. So that's about half of my content. And that's usually in front of a chalkboard, right? Where I'm talking about a book, but I'm kind of like going into it like I would in an academic lecture. I have Sadler storytelling videos. Those aren't really Booktube, I would say. A lot of advice videos. Hey, if you want to study philosophy, maybe here's what you need to do. Fake quotes videos. Here's the popular fake quotes people are throwing around. I've also done videos on my own philosophical commitments. I've got a lot of videos of my talks and lectures and workshops and presentations, but I don't think that's Booktube either. The Half-Hour Hegel series, it's about a book. I don't think that qualifies as Booktube. It's more like deep, really focused philosophical exposition, line by line, sometimes word by word, using the chalkboard. And then, some of the other series that I have, Classic Metal Class, that's not Booktube. The Wisdom for Life radio show episodes, that's not Booktube. So the majority of what I do doesn't fit neatly into Booktube. And that's why I would say what I do on the whole, while I have some aspects or elements of what I do that figures into Booktube, the majority of it is not in Booktube. I'm doing something different. I don't know exactly what to describe my little corner of the internet or of YouTube as, but it's not Booktube. So I'm Booktube-adjacent, and I'm Booktube-friendly, right? I'm not Booktube-hostile, but I don't think I'm a Booktuber. I am willing to entertain arguments, suggestions, criteria for why I could be wrong about this. And I think it could be kind of a cool conversation to continue. So if you got ideas about this, go ahead and put them in the comments. And I will give them some thought. And, if I've got good responses, I'll write those. But I think the answer from where I sit is, no, I'm not a Booktuber. I'm at best Booktube adjacent.